Thank you guys for coming back to another episode of Cobra TV, and today was a really good day, guys. We got the first of 4 trailers that are going to be released in this new Sony campaign. So let's get right into this video here. Okay, the reason why this is the first of 4 trailers, which I'm sure that a lot of you have already caught on to, but it starts out by saying it, No Man's Sky, Guides to the Galaxy. Explore, fight, trade, and survive. And then it goes and highlights each and every category, and then we get to cut to the video. Video 1, Explore. So we still have fight, trade, and survive, which I'm really interested. I mean, I could see how you would make a good exploring trailer. Like, the way that they did, going to different beautiful worlds. And I could probably imagine that they would be able to make a really good fighting trailer for the fight video, for video number 2. But then trade and survive. Those two have me super interested in waiting for videos number 3 and number 4. And I'm not sure how quickly they're going to release this. Maybe it's going to be 1 a week. Also, I would like to state that although there is new things to point out in this video, my gosh, it looks better. I mean, I don't know if it's just because, we're needing a new trailer so bad, but it definitely does look graphically a lot better than it has. And there is one screenshot in this that blows my mind. All right, so the trailer starts off in a space station, and if you look down, there's a lot, to see on the control panel, the dashboard of the cockpit, so to speak. And the planet names, they look like they're a lot longer. And I would imagine, more than 18 quintillion planets are going to have quite a bit of variety to procedurally name things that, of course, that we can change. Which the naming things is going to be a separate video that we're going to do, because for me, something like naming things is going to pose a problem for me, and I would like to talk about that a little bit. If you look over photon cannon, yes, we've seen a countdown of ammunition before. We know that some of the weapons do not require to refill the ammunition, as stated a long time ago in the Game Informer issue, but it does look like maybe some of the tech that you can craft and build and attach to your ship is going to definitely need to refuel on some of that ammunition. But maybe not all of the weapons are going to need to be replenished. And then it appears to be the ship name right there, and the quality of your shield and whatnot. Pretty much same things we've seen in the past, just it looks a little bit better. And then we get to the part where he comes out of the space station and there's 2 icons on the screen. I think this first orange and white icon could have something to do with the freighter ship that flies by, because even though it's in the center of the screen already and the freighter ship isn't there, it does move with the freighter ship. I don't know, I'm not sure, but if I would have to take a guess, I would say that icon has something to do with the freighter ship. Now the red icon is probably an enemy faction, or it could be a pirate maybe, or it could be a faction that you belong to. Definitely a new icon, and to say that it's anything certain would just be speculation. Same with both of these, really. And then we have some footage that we've already seen from the concert for 1, and number 2, the PlayStation Greatness Awaits advertisement, which we do know there are 3 speeds. There's regular impulse, not 3 speeds in general, but there's 3 types of speed. There's regular impulse, and then you have what Sean Murray referred to as boost. It is a tech that you can craft and attach to your ship that will help you get out of the atmosphere. It'll help you get to other planets. Like some of these planets, when you're in the system, will say that it's 30 minutes away, 15 minutes away. And using the boost, which is kind of like sub-light speed, gets you to the other planet quicker than 30 minutes or 15 minutes. And then there is hyperdrive speed. Now, regular impulse does not require fuel or the need to be refueled, but the boost and the hyperdrive does need to be refueled. Definitely looks like he's in boost and for sure not hyperdrive. And in the next scene, it shows some freighter ships and a beautiful planet that looks like it could possibly be a barren planet. And the atmosphere, it's got a red tint to it, possibly maybe from a red star. And then the next clip just blows me away. This planet looks absolutely beautiful. The depth of this planet, the colors of this planet, the weird fish-like alien creatures that are just flying through the air with no wings. Maybe they're filling themselves up with some sort of like helium. Maybe they're a helium-based creature. I don't know. I don't need to know. It looks freaking cool. The alien writing or this stuff down here is just a cool touch. It's the little things, guys. And then this screenshot here is pretty interesting. These plants definitely look like they're something that you should be afraid of. I would be afraid to walk up to this plant here. But what's cool is that you got these like plants that look like snake-like creatures, kind of like those cactuses we just seen. But it looks like there's an eye on the very end of this one. That's a pile of mess that I would definitely be a little bit cautious walking up to. And one of my subscribers pointed out that cobra trees are confirmed in No Man's Sky. Kind of funny. But this here is definitely a hazardous planet. As you can see, his hazard protection is activated and it's running down. And what's kind of cool to point out is the shield up here. As we know, these boxes that are up at the top each box represents a part of the shield. And every time, as soon as those boxes are completely gone, the main health bar up here will start taking damage until you're dead. But the boxes have changed into little, I don't know, first aid signs, kind of little plus signs. So that's a pretty cool little touch. They've definitely cleaned up some of the icons. And there's a pretty cool picture of a hippopotamus dinosaur looking thing with a drone looking like it's warning the player to back off. Now, up on the top screen is one of the things that I could not wait to talk about, to discuss, is the symbol, the red symbol that kind of looks like a home symbol. And you can see it throughout this trailer. Now, I don't think that you can own a home or build a base. What I really think that this is a trade station icon. But again, a new icon. Sean Murray Hello Games hasn't said anything at all about it, so I don't know anything about it. It just popped out to me, and it's something definitely new that we have not seen before. Now, here is an amazing scene. I've always said in some of my shows that my perfect planet that I want to find, not my perfect planet, but a planet that I want to find, is a planet that is scary or super dark and dreary and gothic and eerie and kind of horror-like. And this planet right here reminds me of just that. They show a better clip of it later on, but the animal walking in the foreground reminds me of some demon. This reminds me of a purple hell. And then we get a very awesome shot of a spaceship. A kind of a spaceship that, we've never really seen. It has all kinds of things coming off of it. We know we can craft tech, and we know we can attach it to our ships. We know that we can make our hyperdrive better by crafting better tech. We can craft better weapons to our ships. But I wonder if we are crafting weapons or we are crafting technology to our ships, does it affect the look and appearance of the ship? He seems to be on what you would think, just by the appearance would be a toxic planet. We got a green sky. We got some kind of gas coming out of a plant. It looks amazing. And then we've got this wilting, decaying looking plant over on the right-hand screen that has holes all through it. Again, that is something that I did not expect to see in No Man's Sky. I expected, when I think about plants, I think about just plants. But it never crossed my mind to see a decaying plant or a plant that has holes going through it. And it just adds so much to the game. But you can see that it's not a toxic planet at all. It's actually a hot planet. As his thermal protection suit is activated and it is running out. But what's really weird, if you look over on the right hand side, there is another icon that we haven't seen. And it's only speculation to say that it's anything at all, but it does look like it reminds me of a jetpack. And I'm pretty sure that icon is about the jetpack, because if we go back and look at the IGN first coverage of No Man's Sky, they have a info card on the jetpack. Not only does what it say on the info card really super interesting and funny and cool to think about, but you could see almost the same exact icon for the jetpack, minus the arrow going up and a few other things, but it definitely looks like the jetpack. But what it says on the info card is flight pack that uses lightweight canisters to create bursts of safe, neutralized gas to temporarily render the user airborne, suitable to use in all but the most demanding of gravitational fields. And then it goes on to say, user is advised to check skies for aerial traffic prior to takeoff. So that means those flying creatures that we see and spaceships that are cruising around up in the air is definitely something you're going to have to watch out for when you take off, because you can get hit by them. So that's pretty cool. And then we get to the shot that I am personally going to print and put in a frame and hang it up as soon as I can. These planets looming in the back. That one in the far distance could be a moon, could be a planet very far away, but they're all hinted in red, which means there's probably a red star in that solar system. And I'm without words. I am definitely without words. Now, this monolith that's sitting over here, it could have something to do with the monolith, just no language written on it, but you could probably walk up to it and interact with it. It doesn't look like a portal, but it could be a piece to a portal. It could be part of the puzzling to figure out a portal. All right, and then in the part of the trailer, we get to a very awesome icon, an icon that we haven't seen yet. And this one is pretty, it's pretty apparent that I think it's safe to go ahead and assume that that means that the purple bluish icon is a way to the portal. And then there's that red icon again that could possibly mean that that's the way to a trade station, but it looks like it could also be a building as well of some sort. And then the next clip, we get some cool looking aliens with like snake looking heads, and there's two of them. And then that spaceship again is parked right there on the left hand side. And we're going to talk about that spaceship a little bit more here in a second. Just a bunch of cool looking aliens. Now, Sean Murray did say in the IGN video that red crystals do grow on cold planets and they contain plutonium. And as we see right there on this what appears to be a cold planet, we have red crystals. So, that is something to know when you're looking for plutonium, and you're in a star system, to go to one of the furthest planets out to find plutonium. And that's one of the things that Sean Murray says that he hopes the community comes together to help try and figure things out. So that way, maybe you could go onto a forum or to a website or look on YouTube and maybe you're trying to find plutonium and you don't know where to get it. And some people have already figured it out. And then there's some suppository of information, a community coming together and helping find out some of these things. That is why when people usually comment on other people's videos or my videos and they say, well, I'm not watching anybody's gameplay, I'm going to play it myself. I don't need to watch your gameplay. Or they'll say stuff like, I don't want it ruined for me. I think that this is a type of game that we all need to come together as a community to figure some of these things out. Like, we've already got a head start. We already know that red crystals grow on cold planets, and cold planets are normally furthest from the sun. But there's so much more to this game that, we're all going to start, and we're not going to know these things in the beginning. None of us. There is that spaceship again, and it also has the same logo on the wing there that we saw on the Corvex scientific ship. And it's also cool to note that there is some kind of red light here, and it's shining down on the ground. Not sure what it is. Could be nothing. Or maybe that's why he landed there in the first place, to check it out. Who knows? And this is one of my favorite planets because it is just so creepy scary. You've got the snake plants growing out of the ground all over the place. You've got these pods that Who knows what can come out of these pods? A bunch of little meat-eating spiders or flies or whatever. And if you look at this creature in the back, it looks like a demon creature from hell. It looks like it has a giant fly face, with the big fly eyes and the long, pointy, weird-looking, creepy feet in the front. And if you take a look in the back, you can see another one just sitting back there with its little fly head. And although that does look like a face, and that looks like a face. I'm just kidding. All right, here in this scene, there's your mountains, people. I see a lot of people are like, hey, I don't see any mountains in the game. Is it all flat? There's mountains. That's pretty high up there. I mean, imagine being up there and then just jumping off and using your jetpack to cruise on down. It also looks like it's some kind of Korvax base or some kind of faction base, as there is a flag there with a cool little light shining on the flag and a red icon down in the bottom right-hand corner, which I'm not too sure what that is. A small moon up in the left-hand corner, which is pretty cool. And then a very awesome scene of a sentinel scanning the player with a pyramid in the background, which I would imagine is probably just another type of alien monolith to interact with, maybe. It does, however, though, seem like these sentinels are going to be a problem. Another monolith, or maybe part of the puzzle to the portals. This part here is a little strange because doesn't look like he's too far from the surface, and he's got the heat shield going on as he's flying by. Maybe it's a hot planet. Maybe he's taking damage. Maybe those guys up there just shot him, and maybe he's on fire. Some cool looking freighter ships. My gosh, this one right here. This freighter ship looks amazing. And here he is fixing his orientation in space. A lot of people still comment on if it's fixed orientation or not. So here he is in the video actually fixing his orientation to the freighter ship or capital ship that's sitting in front of him. What to say to this? Animal or not? Walking on two legs, it looks humanoid. I don't care if it's not an NPC. It's close enough for me for a primitive humanoid type figure for me to have enough fun with my imagination. And truly amazing. It looks really tough. It looks like it's out there asking for trouble. And then we've got the deer like alien creature here that looks like it has like a reptilian type skin, which is really amazing. I mean, the artists on this game are some of the best artists I've ever seen. I just know that this game is going to completely shock the gaming community. And here he is. It looks like he's using his binoculars to look at this plant and discover it, because you can see the brackets here that we've seen during the IGN first gameplay where he showcased the binoculars. And again, we have the jetpack symbol sitting right over here. There's a famous old whale that we've been staring at since 2014. Now we get to the ship part that I wanted to talk about. It's a very odd scene, and it looks, like I said before, it looks kind of modular, almost like if you build tech and craft it to your ship, that it literally would make a physical appearance on the ship. And I'm not too sure what this yellow thing sitting down here is, and it looks like there's extra ship parts that are just laying around. I don't want to draw any conclusions, and I don't want to speculate too much, but that picture right there is definitely very odd to me. If any speculation is going to be done, I'll let you guys do that in the comment section below, but the ship, it definitely looks very modular. This also is a great opportunity to look at the size of this particular planet as they try to show exactly how big it is by zooming all the way out. If there's any doubt that these planets are planet-sized planets after looking at this video clip right here, I got nothing else to say. I can't argue any further. I'm not going to get in that debate anymore. This is all that there is that needs to be shown. It visually proves that these planets are life-size planets. And that about does it. There really wasn't a whole lot to break down, guys. It was just a lot of eye candy to look at. We haven't gotten a trailer in so long, and we finally got a new one. And not only that, but we're going to be getting 3 more. And that is truly exciting, and I think, it might be one a week. So look for a new trailer next week, if not sooner. Let me know what you guys thought of the new trailer down below. We will be bringing this up in the subcast. We'll be talking about the trailer in the subcast. If you guys have seen something in the trailer that you would like to come on the show and you would like to talk about, I would love to have you guys on. And that subcast will be Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming back to Cobra TV. I will see you guys on ExploreNMS.com and in the next video. Until next time.